Hey there, friend. At 80 years old, I've learned a thing or two about life, mostly the hard way. And today, I want to talk about something that sneaks under the radar for a lot of us seniors. Cleaning. Yeah, cleaning. Sounds boring, I know, but it turns out the way we clean our homes after 65 can quietly chip away at our health if we're not careful. I wasn't always this wise. In fact, I was what you'd call an overachiever when it came to cleaning. I thought the secret to staying healthy and spry was a spotless house. So every day, I'd get down on my knees, mop in hand, scrubbing floors like a man possessed. Clean home, healthy body, I'd tell anyone who'd listen. My daughter, she just shook her head and let me have my moment. One winter morning, after a marathon cleaning session, I started sneezing like I was training for a sneezing contest. My eyes were watery, my throat sore, and I felt like I'd been hit by a truck. I blamed the cold weather at first, but soon realized something else was going on. Turns out my cleaning habits were working against me. The harsh chemicals, the dust I was stirring up, the poor ventilation, all of it was slowly wearing down my health. Let me share with you some of the mistakes I made, so you don't have to learn the hard way like me. First off, those chemical cleaners. Oh, the fumes! I used to think the stronger the smell, the better the job. Bleach, ammonia, you name it. If it stung my nose, I was convinced it was killing all the germs. But those chemicals, they're no friend to our aging lungs. After 65, our bodies just don't handle that stuff as well. I started switching to natural cleaners like vinegar and baking soda. Not only did it cut down on the sneezing fits, but my energy bounced back too. Plus, I discovered my home still got just as clean without smelling like a science lab. Another thing I didn't realize was how vigorous scrubbing can actually make things worse. I used to attack every stain like it was a duel to the death, scrubbing carpets and upholstery with all my might. What I didn't know was that I was stirring up dust mites, allergens, and even mold spores into the air, the very things that make our breathing harder as we age. Now, I use microfiber cloths that trap dust instead of throwing it around, and my vacuum has a HEPA filter to catch those pesky particles. Here's a funny one. I used to mop my hardwood floors every single day. Thought that was doing me a favor. But too much moisture can lead to mold growth, and mold is a nasty beast for your lungs and overall health. These days, I mop less often and make sure to dry floors quickly. It's about balance. Oh, and ventilation. This one is huge. Back when I was younger, I never thought about opening windows while cleaning. During winter, I'd shut everything tight, crank up the heat, and go to town with my chemical sprays. That sealed environment trapped the fumes right where I was breathing them in. Lesson learned. Open a window or turn on a fan to keep fresh air flowing. It helps keep the air clean and your lungs happy. Dusting also deserves a mention. Dry dusting, not your friend. It just kicks the dust into the air, and before you know it, it's back on your surfaces and in your nose. Now, I use damp cloths to trap dust and wash bedding and curtains regularly to keep allergens low. By the way, if you're finding any of this helpful, please do me a favor and hit that like button, drop a comment sharing your own cleaning mishaps or tips, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me keep sharing these little nuggets of wisdom that come from living a long, sometimes messy life. All right, back to it. One mistake I didn't think much about was neglecting the hidden spots. The places that collect dust and allergens. Ceiling fans, air vents, behind heavy furniture. I once had a sneezing fit so bad it sent me running for tissues, only to realize my ceiling fan was a dusty monster. A quick wipe down and some fresh air later, I was feeling much better. And if you've got carpets, which I do, mostly to keep my knees a bit happier, make sure they get a professional steam cleaning every now and then. Carpets can harbor dust mites, pet dander, and other allergens, no matter how often you vacuum. Speaking of scents, I used to love lighting scented candles and using air fresheners to make the house smell nice. What I didn't know is many of those products release volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, which can irritate our lungs. These days, I prefer opening a window or using natural essential oils sparingly. It smells just as good and is way better for our health. Now, cleaning doesn't have to be a marathon that leaves you exhausted. One of the smartest things I learned is to pace myself. Instead of one giant cleaning day that wears me out for days, I clean a little bit every day. It keeps the place manageable and me feeling good. Also, gloves. Who knew those rubber gloves could be such a lifesaver? They protect your skin from drying out or reacting to chemicals and prevent germs from hitching a ride on your hands. I use them religiously now. And don't forget about your cleaning cloths and sponges. I used to use the same rag until it smelled like a science experiment gone bad. Now I wash or replace them regularly. It's a simple change that makes a big difference. You see, friend, cleaning after 65 isn't about perfection. It's about being smart, kind to your body, and making small changes that add up to big improvements. If you're still with me, I've got more tips and stories to share that have kept me healthier and happier. But I want you to remember this: it's okay to ask for help. Pride can make us stubborn, but there's nothing wrong with letting someone else pitch in. Whether it's family, friends, or a cleaning service, you're investing in your health, and that's the smartest thing you can do. So friend, take it easy on yourself. Clean smart, breathe easy, and keep living your best life. All right, I'm off for now, but stay tuned for more of my stories. I promise they get better, or at least funnier. And remember, if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It means the world to me and helps us all learn how to age with grace and maybe a little bit of mischief too. Now, before I get carried away again, let me tell you about another sneaky cleaning mistake that almost got the better of me: neglecting personal hygiene after cleaning. Sounds simple, right? But after years of doing all that scrubbing and dusting, I found myself forgetting the basics. Remember when we were younger and washing our hands was just automatic? For me, after a tough cleaning session, I'd sometimes just sit down, take a breath, and not think twice about germs lingering on my hands or under my nails. Big mistake. Those tiny invaders can cause infections, especially as our immune systems slow down with age. So now, after cleaning, I make it a point to wash my hands thoroughly with soap and warm water, and I'm talking the full 20 seconds, singing happy birthday twice if I have to. Speaking of hygiene, don't forget to clean your cleaning tools. Mops, brooms, sponges, they get dirty too. I used to stash my mop in the corner, wet and forgotten. That was like inviting mildew and bacteria to set up shop. Now I rinse my mop well after every use, hang it to dry, and replace sponges regularly. It's a small habit that keeps my home truly clean, not just shifting dirt around. Here's a tip that might surprise you. Pay attention to the water you use for cleaning. Hard water, full of minerals, can reduce the effectiveness of soaps and leave residue behind that attracts more dirt and germs. If your water's hard, try using filtered water for delicate cleaning tasks. It's one of those little things that makes a big difference over time. Now, I've talked a lot about what not to do, but let's look at some positive habits that have helped me stay healthier while keeping my home clean. First, using natural air purifiers. I started placing plants like spider plants and peace lilies around the house. Not only do they add a nice touch of green, but they also help filter toxins from the air. Plus, they give me something to talk to, though I'm not sure if they talk back. Second, scheduling regular breaks during cleaning. I learned that my body isn't what it used to be. When I was younger, I could scrub the floors for hours without a break. Now, if I don't pace myself, my back and knees remind me quickly. So I set a timer, work for 20 minutes, then sit down and sip some water, or chat with my wife. It keeps me going longer and makes cleaning less of a chore. Third, organizing cleaning supplies for easy access. No more hunting for that one special rag or the bottle of vinegar buried in the back of the cabinet. I keep everything in a small caddy that I carry from room to room. It saves time and reduces frustration. Trust me, when you're older, every minute counts. Oh, and I have to mention gloves again. If you haven't tried wearing gloves during cleaning, give it a shot. They protect your skin, help avoid allergies, and make handling chemicals safer. And if you have sensitive skin, look for gloves made of cotton or hypoallergenic materials. By the way, friend, if any of this sounds like it could help you or someone you care about, do me a favor, like the video, leave a comment with your cleaning tips or questions, and subscribe. It helps me keep sharing these stories that might just save someone's health. Let's talk about cleaning schedules. Some folks swear by cleaning everything once a week, others every day. For me, after some trial and error, I found a rhythm that works. Daily light cleaning, wiping counters, quick vacuum, keeps the dirt from piling up. Then, once a week, a deeper clean tackles bathrooms, floors, and those dusty corners. And every few months, I get the carpets professionally cleaned. This routine keeps the workload manageable and my health intact. It's all about consistency and listening to your body. One mistake I used to make was rushing through cleaning tasks to get them done fast. I thought speed was a badge of honor. But moving too fast means missing spots, and more importantly, risking falls or injuries. Remember, after 65, our balance and reflexes aren't what they used to be. Taking your time, using proper tools, and making sure you have good lighting can prevent accidents. Speaking of accidents, I can't stress enough the importance of keeping cleaning products out of reach of grandchildren or pets. My neighbor once told me a story about his curious grandson who tried to taste a cleaning spray because it smelled fruity. Yikes! So always store chemicals in locked cabinets or high shelves. Now, here's something that took me a while to get used to: asking for help. Pride made me stubborn about handling everything on my own, but I realized that accepting help is a sign of wisdom, not weakness. Family, friends, or professional cleaners, having an extra pair of hands is a blessing. It means you can rest more and reduce stress, which is just as important as keeping the house clean. Oh, and I have to mention technology. There are so many gadgets nowadays that make cleaning easier. I got myself a robotic vacuum cleaner, and I swear it's like having a pet that actually cleans up after itself. It doesn't replace a thorough cleaning, but it helps keep the floor tidy between my efforts. Little things like that save energy and time. Now, I want to share a little secret. It's okay if your home isn't perfect. After all, a lived-in home has warmth and character. Dust and dirt aren't enemies. They're part of life. The goal is to keep things at a healthy level so we can breathe easy and live comfortably. So, friend, take heart. Cleaning after 65 doesn't have to be a dreaded chore or a health hazard. With the right habits, a bit of patience, and a sprinkle of humor in the middle of it all, it can be a part of your daily routine that supports your well-being. Before I let you go, remember to keep those windows open when you can, use gentle cleaners, dust with damp cloths, and never underestimate the power of a good laugh in the middle of it all. Thanks for sticking with me. If you haven't yet, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me keep sharing stories and tips that matter to us all. All right, I'm off to put my feet up and maybe start planning my next cleaning adventure. Or perhaps just nap through it. Either way, stay well, breathe easy, and keep that home of yours healthy and happy.